Okay, so there are some different ways to write subject lines, but let's hear from Scott on the actual process of writing a subject line.
So it's not the first time that I've heard the comparison of an email subject line to an ad headline be made. And I think, in many ways, they're almost exactly the same thing. And so I've also heard that a headline or a subject line is maybe the most difficult piece of copy to write. So one, would you agree with that? And then two, how do you kind of approach writing a subject line? Do you have a process or a strategy for that?
Um, my writing a subject line is very similar to writing a headline because of all the areas we touched on. I go through pretty much a 3 or 4 step process. Um, First thing I've got to do is I got to ask myself, okay, why am I sending the email?
Right.
What do I want to have happen? What is the purpose of this email? So the first one is answer that question, why? Why am I doing this? Second thing I've got to consider before putting pen to paper is, who am I talking to? Because like good ads, if you talk to everybody, you're going to reach nobody. If you talk to a specific person or a specific group of people, you can then communicate with them properly and get some reaction. So why am I sending it? Who am I talking to? As I start getting into who, it's what do they care about? So if I've limited my audience to a specific group, what does that group care about? Is there a pain point? Is there something they're stressing for? I sometimes refer to that as the gas. What does this person want to grow, avoid, or solve?
Mm.
Now that I've got that, I've got a pretty good handle to start. Then I take a deep breath and I think about matching the voice of the brand. Because if you're writing for a plastic surgeon, maybe a funny or joke subject line isn't going to be appropriate.
Right.
So the brand voice becomes important, and then I start writing like crazy. I usually write about 20 subject lines, and then after I've written all those, I remind myself that about half of these are going to be read on a mobile device. And so I either get rid of those that I can't shorten to about 7 words or less, or I see what I can do to get them down to 7 words or less. Then, and this will open up a new category. Then I pick the best 3, and then I use those 3 for A/B testing.
Wow. That is a pretty comprehensive strategy. There's a lot of gold in there. That's fantastic. I love those questions that you ask yourself. Specifically, the one about, does this match the brand voice? Because this is something that has come up in multiple episodes that we've covered, is how do you manage or match the expectations of your audience? Because that's sort of what customer experience is really all about. Like, are you setting up the expectations and delivering on them, or are you doing something, acting in a way that completely misses the mark in terms of what your customers or potential customers are expecting from you? So I really like that point. It just seems like that is kind of permeated through all of the different aspects of the customer experience that we've investigated so far. So that is, it's great to hear that it, is part of your process as well. I definitely want to get it. Oh, go ahead.
It also opens up an important part of the relationship of the subject line to the content, which
Right.
is, better be a relationship there.
Mm.
Don't get my attention and arouse my curiosity with a subject line, and then I start reading the content and I don't see the relationship between the content and the subject. If I've asked a question, answer the question and answer it quick. If you said, uh, "Do you feel you're spending too much money on dry cleaning?" I don't want to open up and hear about what kind of dry cleaner you are. I want to hear about how you're going to save me money, and I want to hear about it fast.
Right.
All right, so Scott gave us some great best practices when it comes to writing a subject line that's actually going to get opened. So first, ask yourself some questions. 1, why am I sending this email? What's the purpose of it? 2, who am I talking to? Who is my audience? 3, what do they care about? What's the gas, or what do they want to grow, avoid, or solve? How do you match the voice of the brand? And then he writes 20. He picks 3 and then tests them. Now, we're going to get into the testing part in a little bit, but for now, let's stick with the process. Let's look at that first question. Why are you sending? What's the purpose of the email? There are different types of emails, right? We've divided them into 4 main categories. First, there's the announcement, the special offer, the discount. State the announcement, make it fascinating. Your list quality is going to help a lot here, but also be clear about what the announcement is. Don't get too cute or too clever. In copywriting, clarity beats cleverness every time. Hi, thank you for watching. If you are enjoying Growth Decoded, you can find a link in the description to sign up and join the Grow team. You'll get exclusive content and opportunities that have to do with the show. You can also hit the subscribe button for ActiveCampaign's YouTube channel somewhere down here, and you will never miss an update from us.